No, he went out, he got kicked to death by 6 drunks. He died in the back of an ambulance, shitting his pants and breathing his own blood. That's how he died. Which just goes to show that you can be a wild street philosopher for over 20 years, inspire 2 guys all through their high school years, and then just get kicked to death by a bunch of bums in a bad neighborhood. Rock and roll. But at least he has style. I want to read you this thing. Any of you who know me at all, maybe you've heard me and my great contempt for poetry. Just because the scene that surrounds, I don't even like saying the word, the scene that surrounds poetry is usually so teeming with bullshit. It's unbelievable. Like, people reading from their stapled notebooks to other people who have their stapled notebooks, and they judge it. Like, the boheme scene in New York is hilarious.
Right.
And like, one guy, here's my poem, and like there's nothing but like 20 other poets in the hall going like, I don't know, Mel, I didn't like your syntax on that. Well, I didn't like your thing you did last week. I mean, it's just like mutual masturbation. Everyone jerks off, everyone goes, oh. You know, there's not much going on there. And I'm sure there's nice poets and poetry is valid and everything. I just don't, that's a pile of dew I don't like to step in. It's not my bag. Self-degradation on stage is my gig. Anyway, I got this phone call a few months ago. This guy calls me up and he goes, hey, you know who Bud Cort is? I go, Bud Cort? Well, see, now you knew. I'm like, I don't know the name. He goes, did you ever see Harold and Maude? And I went, yeah, like 11 times. He goes, well, that's Harold. I'm like, oh shit, that guy's great, because I've seen a few of his other movies. I said, man, yeah, so now I know who he is, so what? And he goes, well, he's just finished a movie script. It's about a guy, it's based on a true story, it's about a guy who becomes obsessed with a woman, and the guy is kind of crazy, and he attempts to seduce her by poetry, by sending her poems in the mail and sending her flowers with poetry, you know, inside the bushel of roses, and eventually the guy, what really happened is he became so over the top that the woman had to get a restraining order on the guy. And Bud read this in the LA Times, a short article, and he made a whole movie about it, about some, you know, kind of nutty guy with poetry. He's gonna win the heart of this woman, you know, and Bud is the guy. And at this point, Bud looks pretty psychotic, you know. And so it's perfect. And I said, man, that sounds like it's gonna be a great movie. Why are you calling me? He goes, well, there's a scene in it where Bud is reading a love poem in a poetry reading contest, and he knows the woman is there, so he's kind of reading it to her. And Bud is a big fan of yours, and he wants you to write the scene. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I can't write poetry. You know, it's not my bag. I'm a slob. Danny, I'm a vegetable, Danny. You know, I didn't. He goes, well, look, have some fun. We'll send the script over. There is a version of what he basically wants in there. If you can paraphrase from it and kind of make it your own, what the hell, we can maybe use it. And I said, sure, I'll try this, you know. So they send me the script and I read it, and I get to the scene, you know, where they want me to rewrite it, and it's like, it's so unbelievably bad. On your worst day, you could write better shit, like lance me with your white hot love truncheon and get the fuck out of here. So I said, okay, I can try this out. So anyway, I kind of used their imagery and wrote this, and it's poetry. Here it is. I don't know how you stand if you're a poet. You like that? I want a woman who will drive me to the edge of existence, where I will stand torn and alone, ready for anything. And then she will appear. She will drag me away. We will become fire. 10 forests. 10 jungles. 10 deserts on fire. A world that's burning completely out of control. Together we will redefine desire. In my storm-drenched moments of clarity, she speaks to me. She screams, I want you inside me, now! You're fire, right now! Right now! I didn't accept it, so. I said, okay, that was very good, but we want it darker. And so, okay, so I said, all right, I turned off all the lights in my room. All right, here I go. They said, no. Have you ever seen the movie Blue Velvet? I went, yeah. Well, you know Frank Booth? I went, yeah. Sure, I've seen the movie. And he goes, well, kind of make it like that. That's like when a producer goes into the studio, oh, make it more red. Like, and the engineer just goes. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, more Blue Velvet. Gotcha, Bernie, all over it. You know, and so I tried it again. I want a woman who will pull me from extinction into a room of dangerous light. A woman who dares me to taste her every pore. A woman who will lick the sweat from my body. Who will cauterize my wounds with her touch. A woman who can never get enough of me. A wild-eyed temptation from the street who sees the burning world in my eyes. A woman whose every movement screams for me. A woman who says, break and enter me like a thief! Ride me! Ride my raging storm-swept heart! They gave me a couple $100.
Did they use it?
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. But I did get to meet Bud Cort. And he's an incredibly wonderful guy. He's really cool. He had this Hawaiian shirt on. Hi, how are you? I'm Bud. He's like totally insane. Hey, Bud. Come up for air very much? No. He's really cool. Anyway, there's a I don't know if you all get it up here, but there's a magazine in America called Details Magazine. It's a men's magazine. Right. And so, but you girls can read it. I mean, if you can read. Anyway, it's kind of, no, I'm saying, no, I'm saying if you can read this magazine. I mean, you know, there's nothing stopping you, but it's kind of like slanted towards men. It's like, you know, men's fashion and kind of guy topics. Like, you know, your dick and what to do. I mean, it's kind of like 17 for yuppie men. And, you know, they have a rock section and a style section, and it's kind of like a variety magazine. And they called me up a while ago and said, hey, you want to write for Details? And I went, no. Well, because, you know, writing is fun. Writing is great, but, like, writing for a topic is like homework. It's due tomorrow! Oh, fuck. Manic typing, rewrite, edit, fuck, I don't need it, you know? I'd rather write for myself. And so anyway, I went, no. And they said, well, we'll let you do anything you want, and we'll pay you $1 a word. And I went, fuck, you know, I can use the bread, and what the hell, might be some fun. So I picked a few topics, and they said, yeah, well, do that one. I said, okay, and I wrote one, and they published it, and I wrote another, and I wrote another, and they started publishing this stuff, and it was really cool. I was having a fun time, and everyone at the magazine's really great. And so they go, okay, what do you want to do this month? And I said, I want to interview David Lee Roth. I figured, what a combo, right? And they went, no, it'll never work, you know, it's, you know, he's old hat. I go, well, he's got an album coming out in 2 months. He's going to be being interviewed by everyone under the sun. I might as well be one of the guys in line. What the fuck? And they went, no, I don't know. It's kind of, you know, go interview, you know, 247 spies instead. And I went, oh, no, I want to interview David Lee Roth. And I said, look, I'll make you a deal. Set it up with his press agent. If I get in to do it, let me do the article and present it to you, and if you like it, you use it. If you don't, what the fuck? I mean, it doesn't cost you anything but a phone call. Let me do this. And see, I met him like in 1984, and we got along really well. I was at an art opening, and there he was. And he just looks at me and goes, Black Flag, right? And I'm like, fuck, it's David Lee Roth. Yeah, hi, you know? And he goes, what are you doing here tonight, babe? I said, well, checking out the art. It was a Pettibone art opening, and he was at it. It was so cool. And so he goes, you want a beer, babe? And I went, and he has a bouncer on one side, his press agent on the other, his bodyguard. This guy goes everywhere with him. And he goes, you want a beer, babe? And at that moment, the guy opens his blazer, pulls out a Budweiser, it was like this. And I went, no thanks. And the guy goes, and he goes, pretty good, huh? He goes, what's the matter? Got school tomorrow? I went, no, that's not my thing. He goes, where were you tonight, babe? I just came back from a poetry reading. I just read at this place called the Lhasa Club. I said, I was just at the Lhasa Club. Oh yeah, the Lhasa Club, that's at, the press agent goes, 1440 Hudson Avenue. 1440 Hudson Avenue, right? And I'm like, right. And he's like, pretty good, huh? That's when he took out the lighter and tried to light his breath. He's like, watch this, babe. Never works. And he was like really cool. We talked for like an hour. He goes, man, I seen you play. I go in with a baseball cap and I watch you, man. I got that record where you're hitting the mirror, man. You guys are wild. And he's like, he was really cool. And so I said, well, contact his press agent. Chances are the guy will remember me and we could do this. So anyway, they do it and they fax Dave and they go, you want to talk to Rollins? And then he went, yeah, I'll do that, sure. So anyway, we get set up to do it. And I'm supposed to meet him at Barney's Beanery to go talk to David Lee Roth. And I'm like terrified. I've never interviewed anybody, much less this guy who's like my hero when I was 15. So I'm like, I'm double checking my tape recorder, making sure it works. So I've done so many interviews where like the kid's tape recorder breaks right when he starts the interview and the guy like shits his pants. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. He's like trying to make it work. Oh, damn it, work. And like it doesn't work. And the guy's like, I'm sorry, I'll kill myself. So I cleaned it, I tested it, bought really nice tape. I was ready. Going to Hollywood, going to Barney's Beanery, which is like an LA rock cafe type place. And LA rock people are fucking hilarious to look at. Because they all want to be that guy up there. So they figure if they dress enough like it and pose out long enough, they'll get there. And the funny thing is, a lot of them do. Years ago, I used to watch the drummer in Motley Crue deal coke in front of the whiskey. Look at him now. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it happens in Hollywood. That's why you got everyone and his dad moving there with their band, you know, living in their van on the streets of LA, trying to make it work. But anyway, look at me. National Geographic guy. Do I look rock? I think not. I've got the backpack, and I'm going through my eyesight's horrible. It's a dark club, and there's nothing in there but guys, long hair, snakeskin cowboy boots, leather pants, and the t-shirts. What the fuck do these guys do with their t-shirts? They buy new t-shirts with some big rock logo on there, like, you know, Satanic Woman. You know? First thing you do is cut the collar off, cut the sleeves off, and cut these big V's down the side and a big triangle out of the front. And, you know, to a square like me, excuse me, sir, why do you choose to render your garment like that? Anyway. I mean, there's like nothing left of the shirt, but you can see their lat spread and the pierced nipple and the chest hair. They're kind of like, you know, hanging out. And I have to go up to every table to see if any of these people are David Lee Roth. So I figure I might be late, he might be sitting down, and so I'm going to every table. Don't mind me. Lifting up the hair. Oh, no, you're not. Are you the guy in white? Never mind. And they'll go like, man, who's this guy? I'm like, excuse me, don't mind me, gentlemen. Ma'am, you don't have much clothing on. Someone might be able to see your breasts like that. So I tell you, I'm totally square in this place. And I can't find them. I'm like, great, I've blown it. So I go to the front door, I'm waiting.